to a Gaming Illustrated review of Hotline Miami. Hotline Miami was developed by Denton and is a puzzle action strategy shooter game. It's retro and it's set in late 1980s Miami. So you play as Jacket, who is a hitman. Hopefully he's a hitman, otherwise he's just a raging psychopath. And he will receive these messages on his answering machine in his apartment, fairly innocuous, something like, our receptionist left early for the evening, we need some help with the front desk if you could stop by, or we have a VIP coming in, we need some entertainment for him. After hearing these messages, you then go to this level and basically proceed to kill all these Russian bad guys. So the first thing to talk about with Hotline Miami is the graphics and content of the game. The graphics, they pushed to the limit. These are 8-bit graphics, and they really had an eye for detail and should be commended for that. You're going to see a lot of fun little details, like if you're on one side of a door and a guard's on the other, and you'll see a little puff of smoke, just show that the guard is smoking a cigarette. There'll be bearskin rugs and all sorts of environmental accessories like lamps and little coffee tables and a television. You might go to a bar in between missions and see a bunch of glasses, like little tiny martinis, 8-bit martinis, sitting on the bar, or to a video store and there'll be racks of little VHS cassettes. Or you'll go to a part of the level that has a drug den in it, and there'll be a glass tabletop with some blow on it, and yeah, so they do a really great job with the details of this game and really push 8-bit to the limit. Here we're showing the storyline. The storyline may be a little bit confusing initially, and it's intended to be. It's intended to convey the mindset of the protagonist, Jacket, who is just kind of confused at times about what's going on, and the storyline is really solid. Developers have said that it's inspired by Drive, a movie with Ryan Gosling, also set in the late 1980s, where he is a getaway driver. So Jacket is definitely more involved than Ryan Gosling's character in Drive in terms of murdering these bad guys and mafia guys. But the storyline's really solid and worth a playthrough. You'll play as Jacket throughout the main storyline, and then once you've completed the game, you can go back through and play through sections as this biker who has a parallel storyline in terms of receiving these phone messages and going and killing people. So next, let's talk about the actual gameplay and controls of Hotline Miami. Hotline Miami is a very difficult game. You're gonna expect to die, or you should expect to die a lot. A lot. There's a trophy called Karma that was acquired, I want to say, by level 4, where if you die 1,000 times in the game, you'll get this trophy called Karma. So the developers obviously expected that you, as a player, are going to die a lot throughout the course of this game, which, that's fine. You have a retro feel to a game, and if you remember playing the original Sonic the Hedgehog, or Spider-Man, or action shooter games, you did die a lot. And the checkpoints weren't always the best, so you might have had to redo a level a bunch of times. With this, you have your crosshair system is pretty fickle. It's not really accurate, your standard crosshair system. It tends to follow like the minute hands on a clock. So it's hard to get really pinpoint specific when you're targeting guys, which is why you have the auto aim system. The auto aim system is also flawed. It's not very helpful sometimes. What'll happen is you'll click your R3 button and it'll target the nearest guy to you, which is not always the guy that poses the most imminent threat. So you won't necessarily realize, because of your vantage point or your field of view, that you're targeting the wrong guy, and your gun will remain locked on that guy until he's dead. So you also have some issues with glitches. This is an example of that. The previous level was also an example of that. The elevator doors would not open. I had to play through about 3 times before the elevator doors would open. This stage is completely clear, except for this one random guy that's stuck outside of this building that you can't get to, and you can't shoot through the window. So what's really frustrating with these glitches is that it's going to take it might take you 25, 30 minutes, an hour to clear one of these levels with the amount of times that you die, and there's a lot of luck involved in terms of going around a corner, and you're going to have to restart a level because it glitched out. So another thing that should be pointed out is the music of Hotline Miami. It features an original soundtrack that's a little bit techno, a little bit pop, a little bit 1980s, a little bit electronica. It's a really great blend of a bunch of different music and really worthwhile to listen to. Another concept that you have is this mask system, which is the in-game content, and it's pretty great. So the mask system is awesome because it'll give you bonuses and perks based on these masks that you collect throughout levels for getting certain grades, or you can find them hidden in certain areas. So this is really helpful in that you can, actually real quick, going back to the auto aim, here you can see it's a struggle trying to get this auto aim to click on the right guy, or the guy that's going to pose the most imminent threat. So back to the masks, they will give you perks. You're not going to start a level with a weapon. You have to rely on taking out that first guy and hopefully getting his, or which is also kind of a luck thing. So masks will give you benefits like a melee weapon, or a gun, or you'll move faster. Or there's a special mask that is exclusive to the PlayStation Vita and PlayStation Network versions of this game, where it's called Rustle, and it'll change the scenery to black and white with kind of vivid neon accents. So this right here is the rating system. You will get assigned a letter grade after completion of each level, and that letter grade can sometimes give you, or that grade is based upon how you killed people, combos in terms of how many people you killed at once, what you killed them with weapon-wise. So those letter grades are important in terms of you'll get masks, better masks based on a higher letter grade. And just kind of give you a rough approximation. There's actually a leaderboard rating system where you can see how well you did in the level and how many points you got in comparison to other people that have played that level. So here you're hearing more of the music, which is, again, really, really amazing. They did a great job with it in terms of making it unique. It sets a really great backdrop to this game and really adds to just the overall feel and realism of it. And again, you can see pushing those 8-bit graphics with that awesome dance floor that's all lit up and pretty appropriate to what you would have had, like a tiny little DJ booth behind it. So and here's just a montage of death. Expect to die a lot. Some of it's going to be from luck. A lot of it's just going to be because the functionality isn't where it needs to be for this game. So hope you enjoy Hotline Miami. We're giving it